What's up guys, welcome back. Link, Ocarina of Time. This is a fan art Drake sent me over on Patreon. Sorry this took so long, Drake. It's been crazy. But we got there. We're doing it right now. So yeah, like a kind of simple drawing, signed. It says Orlek 2023. So kind of a simple drawing of Link. So, well, simple-ish. Landscape page, pencil eraser. Hit pause if I go too fast. Berserker's eye, he's in 3/4 pose. Head in the top half. Diagonal. Sort of standard, well, not standard, but big anime eyes. Like so. Kind of real thick top eyelid. The big spiky eyelash at the end. And then this seems to like come down just the corner of his eye. And the bottom eyelid line just comes around and up. I'm not sure why there's a spike in there. Maybe there should be. I'm not too familiar with Zelda. Played Breath of the Wild and stuff. That's pretty good. A little bit. So that's his eye shape, and then we got the blue circle coming down from the top eyelid line. Sorry, this is Link, not that I said this was Zelda. Confusing. And then pupil in the middle. And then frowning eyebrow. This goes up underneath his hair, but we can draw in a little bit of it anyway. And then like a bit of a nose line or something there. So he's frowning pretty heavily. So his other eye is kind of underneath and behind his nose. So the nose would do this just here, this kind of L shape. Like that. And then a nostril. And then the top it curves around to be a Z sort of shape there for his nose. Then the eyebrow comes out from the nose area, goes underneath his hair on the other side. And then that other big eye is in here. Again, you do like a big spiky eyelash on the end of the top eyelid. And then there's like this square sort of eye shape on the bottom. And there is these spikes close to his tear duct. Right, and then so the big blue circle then looking over to the right. We just start curving and go in towards the nose. Pupil in the middle. So mouth, kind of just like a downturned, serious mouth. And then a pointy elf chin. Call it an elf chin. Is he an elf? I don't know, as I said. So his jaw then goes this way, kind of curves up a bit, goes underneath his hair. And then on this side we get like his cheek rather than his jaw. Comes around here. In towards the corner of his eye, up towards the eyebrow, underneath his hair. Do, 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 do. So hair spikes, so big fringe. A bit of a zigzag there, and then this big sort of fringe. Like that. And then he has like large sideburns that seem to come down the side of his face here. And then we go up for the same thing on the other side. A little extra spike there on this side. Down and then back. There, and then spikes beside his cheek. So he's got like a pointy ear sticking out here, and one sticking out this side as well. He's got a big blue earring. And some ear lines just in here. So that big green hat on top of his head covers most of everything else in terms of hair. So comes down that way and then goes down but disappears behind his hand and his sword. So you got to draw those first. And get his body maybe. Neck. There. And then a white collar. Some stitches. Then his green collar, so a green overlapping collar. And he's got a belt that comes out from here with a golden buckle. Comes across his chest. Goes right across the shoulder and goes back and holds the sword onto his shoulder. So his green shirt comes across the belt. Remember, hit pause if I'm going too fast. Use that pause button. It's very handy for YouTube tutorials. Highly recommend pausing every now and then to catch up. I think like the hat flows well, I think it goes around and comes out the other side, kind of this, the end of it, kind of. I think that's the bottom of his pointy hat. And then we have another belt that kind of like sticks out here, right? And there's like little green sections. And a golden buckle. Again. And then I think we can see his arm sort of here. Okay, so the other shoulder is going up this way, so the belt goes there as well. So this goes here. There's a bit of a belt. There, I think. And so his sleeve, and so his forearm sticks right up there as well. So we got like this loose sleeve. And then I think the hilt of his sword is like down here. So the sword is being drawn this way. It's kind of tricky now to draw hands and stuff like that. And he's got like leather straps on his wrist. So his arm comes out here down to a pointy elbow, right? And then it goes up. And we're getting to the stage where there's like circles coming across his forearm. It's like armor, right? So, or you could call them wrist guards, maybe. Maybe they're leather or right, this kind of stuff. Boop. Right, so these just kind of repeating rings, and then there's these lines in between here. Right, and then this blue-handled sword. So his thumb comes out here, right? The back of his hand is like in there somewhere. And then we have fingers, so like his index finger sticks up a little bit here. And then the rest are just behind the hilt of the sword, so it's like the top of the fingers, and then they come down and back up. Right, and then the handle of the sword is in there. No fingernails drawn in, but maybe I will do like a little suggestion of fingernail. And then these, the hilt of his sword, this blue sections with a diamond on the bottom. There. And then the little wings that stick off, blue, that stick out each side. They go underneath like his ear and stuff. so it's not all visible. And then the blade itself, so it goes into this brown holder. Okay, and then a bit of detail there on the sword. And then I think there's more hair sort of there. And then the handle itself. Now I can't see what the end of the handle looks like. I might look up actually a different image. Link Ocarina of Time. It's kind of just pointy, the end of the sword, is it? Not sure. So let's do this. I can see it like drawn different ways, so I guess we have options. Maybe we'll just do that. There's some like lines on it. All right. Sorry for the delay, Drake. Long delay on this one. Sorry. Hope it's helpful. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.